Since when does the vice president have what sounds like a Southern accent?
This is the kind of question that passes as real journalism to the Fox News crowd.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
she was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that
same
you think...
line.
Okay, Peter.
That she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a Southern drawl.
I mean, do you hear the question that you're... I mean, do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important question? They care... You know what they care about? They care about the economy. They care about lowering costs. They care about health care. That's what Americans care about.
So
that's what they want to hear.
Massive credit to the press secretary for refusing to take the bait and engage with this racially charged stunt from, let's be clear, Nepo baby Peter Doocy. And she's not done putting him in his place.
It's just hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
Well, but hearing it is...
The question, I'm talking about the question is just insane.
Is that how she talks in meetings here?
I'm just... Peter, we're moving on. We're still moving around. Go ahead, Anita.
The look on his face says it all. And Fox would cut away from the presser seconds later so Doocy could think of a way to spin this interaction to his advantage. Now, why are Fox and other conservatives so up in arms?
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. Thank unions for sick leave. Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time.
Twitter user Johnny MAGA racked up millions of views by posting these two clips showing the contrast in the language Kamala Harris used in her Detroit and Pittsburgh Labor Day speeches, not so slyly suggesting that Harris is cynically faking her accent and tone of voice to pander to different audiences, somehow proving that she is an inauthentic liar. While that's the case with any and every politician to a degree, this attack takes on a whole new meaning when the target identifies as a racial minority. Some users, or bots, on the hate echo chamber that is Elon's Twitter, are even going so far as to spread the comically false lie that Harris is engaging in racial and cultural appropriation during these speeches. MAGA World discovering the scientifically proven and studied subject of code switching has seemingly broken their brains. So let's explore from the experts in the field who can educate them on why this isn't the slam dunk they think it is.
I think you can look at middle-class speakers and assume that they don't speak African-American vernacular English because all I'm hearing is standard English. But what happens is that a lot of middle-class speakers do what I like to call code switching, right? So that in certain contexts, they use the vernacular. In other contexts, they will use something that's more considered to be more standard, mainstream standard English.
I guarantee you that I can carry on a conversation without using not one slang terminology. But the thing is, I'm just more comfortable saying what I want to say and how I want to say it. But then for some individuals, it may be a social approval kind of a thing where you don't want to seem like you're an outsider or a square because you're not exactly expressing yourself the way that everybody else did.
The Language and Life Project at NC State published a brilliant set of interviews that highlight and explain the intricacies of code switching and why speakers engage in the practice.
Where I come from, if they saw me here in school, they call me white. You talk white. So when I leave here, I don't speak how I'm speaking right now because I don't want to be deemed as talking white.
Part of what has made it so distinctive in the past has been racial segregation. And so to the extent that communities become less segregated, the nature of the variety probably will change. But even speakers who are integrated into mainstream circles, many of them make an effort to maintain some ethnic distinctiveness linguistically in spite of that mainstream integration.
But of course, it's infinitely easier for MAGA to reduce Kamala Harris's speech to her being an inauthentic fraud instead of learning the deep history behind why someone engages in code switching. For some speakers, it can be a simple stylistic choice to fit in with a certain group, but for others, It's a survival mechanism used to navigate uncomfortable and hostile situations and environments, and can be the difference between quite literally life and death. But this isn't limited just to the black community. Everyone code switches to a certain degree, whether they realize it or not. You wouldn't use gaming terminology and lingo while giving a presentation to your coworkers about a business because the audience and situation have changed. But conservatives would never take the time and effort to learn something like this when they can just fall back on their insulated mindset and bigoted attitudes that are reinforced by losers like this.
Notice the change in accent? One was in Detroit, one was in Pittsburgh. So when she's in Detroit, she sounds like Foghorn Leghorn. You better thank a union member. You better thank a union member. You better. And then she goes to Pittsburgh, and she sounds like she is attending the University of Pennsylvania in the biz ed program. Like, it's ridiculous. She's a ridiculous person. It's all vague sloganeering. It's all vibes and nothing else. Her campaign, I mean, she literally just goes out there and says nostrum-based crap like we know what we're fighting for and forward. And this is supposed to be a campaign.
If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.